In this video, I want to go over language translations. So you've built a project and you've gone through all your files and you've changed everywhere you've used some plain text and you've put it inside the JSON language variant. So you double underscore parenthesis and then your actual text. So that becomes a JSON language translation. And the default is it's English, or what the default you've set your app file to. So in my case, the default is English. And once you finish all this, you then need to go through and create your language files and put all your keys in. So I'd put a key in for users, and then what the translation equivalent of that would be. And that's quite a painstaking task to do. But thankfully, there's an easy way to do this. So there's a package. So this package here, called Laravle Translatable String Exporter, automates the whole process. So I'll quickly go through the process. So essentially you'll install it. That goes through the normal composer commands. There's a configuration file for it. I'm not even going to need that really. And then, so the usage is you call the language itself and then say the language file you want it to generate. And you can pass it multiple files at once so that you want it to generate. So if you wanted to just do it for Spanish, you would do ES. Or if you want to put the different variants with it, put that through as well. So I'm just going to go through and just do it for Spanish for now. So I'll run that through. And the first time you run it, you might get an error like this, and that's because it can't find your language files. It's because by default, Laravle, well, it's from Laravle 10, it might be the same for 9, but it doesn't come with the Laravle files, with the language files published. So all you need to do is do PHP artisan lang publish, and that will publish the lang directory with the default language translations. So now if I run this file again, now it works correctly, and now it's created me an ES JSON file, and within this file it's got all the keys it's found throughout my code base and the variables to go with them, which at the moment it's all in English. So then you'd pass this over to someone who can speak that language, or if you knew it yourself, you do it yourself. Put the translations in, and that's it really. So for instance, if I go into my app config file, found locale, so if I set the default to ES, so instead of English it's Spanish, at the minute nothing would change because I didn't change the language files. So if I want to change the users, what I would do is I'd find the users key within this file. So there'll be multiple versions of them because it's used a lot all over the place. Actually, it might help if I use the right case sensitivity. There we go, so there's the user. So that's the case, I don't want to change that, but I want to maybe change this. So maybe I'll put in users translated. So when I come to file, refresh, that's now got users translated. So that's actually coming from this file itself. And if I go back to my config file and change this back to EN, so back to the English version, and refresh the page, and then it's gone back to the English version. So the cool thing about this, it can generate all your different language variants. So if I go back to their file and just copy their example to do multiples in one go, so that's now generated multiple language files for me. So I've got, and it's all at the moment all basically the same, but it means you can pass this on to someone who knows other languages, put the translations in, put it back into this file, and then your system's ready to go to then have a language translator on there. It is really cool. So give this package a try. I'll put the links under the video on YouTube. But yeah, it's a really handy package and it just works perfectly.